It is Discovery Day today. However, many people, many Bahamians, are still keen on having the holiday Discovery Day celebrated as National Heroes Day. Father Sebastian Campbell, chairman of the National Heroes Day Committee, is one of them. For the last several years, he's been lobbying for the name change.
It was in 2007 that legislation was passed, that the bill was passed, making, clearing the way for the celebration of National Heroes Day and the National Honor System, and also to declare October as National Bahamian History Month. Now, unfortunately, since 2007, nothing has happened officially. The legislation was never enacted, and therefore, the members of the National Heroes Committee thought that it would be best to be proactive.
Campbell says that legally everything was put in place to make this holiday a National Heroes Day.
Seeing that there's a lot of cloud of darkness over this day, and it would have allowed the Bahamas to really and truly, one and the same time, teach the real message behind the coming of Columbus, and at the same time celebrate the heroes of the Bahamas, the real heroes of the Bahamas. And so the idea originally came from him. And when the new government came in 2007, they carried it through, passed it in the House of Assembly, passed it in the Senate. The Governor General signed off on it. The present Prime Minister comes back into power, and we are still waiting for him to do the right thing.
Meantime, the government is setting the record straight, saying both administrations introduced legislation for National Heroes Day, but in 2007 it was passed under the PLP but not brought into force. Well, every holiday weekend, Bahamians mix and mingle with family and friends at parties, barbecues, picnics, and various outings. But to ensure your safety this holiday, the police is sharing some safety tips, especially for those heading to the beach or for those of you planning on boating. Police Liaison Officer Sergeant Kristlyn Skippings.
If you're going to the beach this weekend, we're asking you parents kindly keep a watchful eye on your family and your friends, especially those kids who are going to be swimming. Make sure if they're going in the water, we want you to be at the edge of the water or keeping a good eye on those kids. Don't get too preoccupied with the fun that you're having. You know, a lot of times people are going to have little parties at the beach. The grill may be going, the music may be playing. Please do not forget those kids on the beach. Keep a watchful eye on them.
Now, if you plan to swim, you should not do so alone or go too far away from the shoreline. And always make sure that a lifeguard is present. If caught up in a rip current, well, you should swim sideways and not fight the currents.
Parents, if you must work, find a responsible adult and leave your kids with. Don't just leave them with anybody. Find someone who you know is going to take an active role in that child's life and make sure that they are always visible. Know where your kids are at all times. Don't assume. Know where they are so that we can have an incident-free weekend.
Remembrance Day may be a month away, but that doesn't stop members of the British Legion of the Bahamas from paying a special tribute to veterans from World Wars I and II who have made the ultimate sacrifice. This Saturday, hundreds are expected to attend the Remembrance Day Ball at the Sheraton Resort, with 25 World War veterans still alive. Assistant Secretary of the Ball Committee, Adina Monroe, says the response has been great.
This is the first ball in 40 years. So our widows and veterans are eagerly anticipating this coming Saturday. We are at 400 strong with limited press. So this press conference today is just a status report on the results of the commitment and support of the families of the veterans and widows of our World War II veterans, those that are still alive and those who have fallen and gone on.
The group will recognize Bethel Baptist Church for its outreach program, especially to members of the British Legion. Reverend DeWitt Hutchinson says their assistance may have been small but effective.
Bethel Baptist is one of the civic honorees, having been invited in 2008 to assume responsibility for the physical housing of the meetings after the bus accident on Blue Hill Road. And so Pastor Stewart, the pastor of Bethel Baptist Church, very graciously, after having been invited, assumed that responsibility. As a result of that, Bethel Baptist has been playing an active role, along with one of our members, our senior associate minister, Reverend Matthias Monroe.
In the midst of rising food prices, more people are buying into the backyard gardening concept as a way of driving food costs down. And you'll never guess who's leading the way: food producers and young people. This from Agriculture Minister Larry Cartwright. Cartwright says schools throughout the country are also on board.
We've certainly had a number of requests from schools to, number one, to host a backyard gardening program at the schools, as well as for greenhouses. Through the FAO, we provided greenhouses to many of the schools in the country. I think it was 30 plus, Mr. Miller? 32 to be exact, to various schools. The BAIC has been assisting also, and they've contributed a few greenhouses to schools throughout the country.
Backyard gardeners will also be able to gain more insight into the program at a mini fair and exhibition set for Gladstone Road Agricultural Center. It's part of celebrations marking World Food Day worldwide tomorrow. And speaking of
gardening session that will be open to the public at large to provide technical information on producing highly nutritious fruits and vegetables at low cost around the home. As many are well aware, we have been running these backyard garden sessions for several years now with tremendous success, and we continue to encourage householders to engage in this wholesome and economically prudent activity.
Speaking of food, I know many of you are familiar with hot dog eating contests, but get ready to eat as many wings as you possibly can. Tomorrow, all roads will lead to Wing Zone for a chicken wing eating showdown. And guess what? No surprise here, Julian Gibson is one of the contestants.
It is being dubbed the first ever local nuclear wings eating contest, and it promises to be exciting.
We want to bring something new in terms of, you have a lot of restaurant franchises in the Bahamas, but nobody really, it's a new sport, wing eating. Like, people can do things like burger eating contests, but this is something new, innovative, to get people in the door and let them actually taste the food. At the same time, we got the hottest wings in town, so we always want to show, exactly what we got.
Now, they will not just be eating wings for free, but there will be some great prizes, including a championship belt for whoever can eat the most wings in 5 minutes.
We got some really cool prizes. First prize gets $500, plus you get to wear the championship belt, plus you get a first place trophy, plus you get 100 free wings.
Now, because of the large amount of competitors who have signed up, officials had to limit the amount of entries to only 10. At least 3 of them cannot wait until Saturday.
I don't actually eat fast normally. I just like to savor my food, you see, so got to be practicing to eat a lot faster so I could win this thing.
How many wings do you think you could eat in 5 minutes?
Well, I think like maybe 50. I don't know, about 10 wings a minute sound like good time.
How many wings you believe you could eat in 5 minutes?
Honestly, about 60.
You going for 60?
I go on for 60.
You could do that?
I could do it. I think I can. No problems.
How much wings you think you could eat?
About 70 in 5 minutes, I guess.
For management of Wing Zone, it's all about having fun and presenting some innovative ways to boost the economic turnover during these tough times. Reporting for ZNS News, I am Julian Gibson.
Now, of course, I want to charm you guys. I wasn't going to let Julian get off as easy as this. So I had some wings from Wing Zone brought in. This is buffalo, and it smells so delish. I want to know what his strategy is for tomorrow's competition, Julian.
Very simple. I haven't eaten in 2 days. And what I will also do is take you along and well, you'll be underneath the table. I'll just sneak you one, and everybody will think it's just me eating. But it'll be the 2 of us.
Wait a minute, you're plan on cheating now?
Yeah. Gotta cheat to win.
Come on,
gotta cheat to win.
I can't wait to see
Plus,
this.
I'll bring Basil along too. Put Basil under the table too.
So both of us will be eating. So then you have 100 then in 5 minutes.
Yeah, triple team.
Yeah,
I'll triple team them.
The key is to empty the bucket. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, just this. You have to empty one of these in 5 minutes.
No, you have to eat as much wings
as you want
in 5 minutes.
Okay, well, Julian, my
4 o'clock.
My money is on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can be there because you got to pull for me because I'm feeding you.
Well, thank all of you so much for joining us. I hope you had a great holiday, Discovery holiday, and thanks for joining us this week as we brought the news to you. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Shanique Miller. Good evening.